We all have our blocks, our little troubles of ideas forming in our heads. For me, it's been going on for some time. I understand what it is. It's not just me being an introvert. That is part of it, and also part of me being a perfectionist, where it has to be perfect before I can actually complete it. Then there's also the thing is simply put a writer's block, a creative block that has been going on for some time, and most of it is due to my living conditions and an insane person that is coming after me, more or less, or was. Yeah. I'm not going to trouble you with the gory details of a lunatic that wants my throat, more or less. But that's not really part of it. Some would say, but it not really affect me. There's always lunatics in my life that are going to come after me in some sort. I really don't give a shit. I never have. I've always been told in my life that I was shy, but I'm not really. Some parts, yes, but most of the time, it's actually me being an introvert than being actually shy, because shyness, it does determine that the hangups of social norms and stuff, that you feel like you are not accepted. I know I'm not accepted. I don't give a shit about what society or the world thinks of me. Never have, never will. Just like I really don't care what people think of my artwork. I know that's kind of a rude thing to say, but it is true. I never really gave a shit about what others have thought of my works. Because when somebody pats me on the back or on the shoulder, as it were, like, good job, on whatever I deem like no big deal. But when somebody shows me a piece of shit and saying they do better than me, that irritates me. It's like you have a stick figure, a really horrible stick figure, and you going up to his, let's say, Cezanne, and saying that you can draw a lot better than Cezanne can. And your picture you're going to claim is more realistic than he can ever come up with. You can say the same thing with Picasso, which some people think that he's just a horrible doodler. But he invented different forms of art, such as Cubism, along with a friend. Plus, he had his blue period. Plus, he was also into Dadaism. Yeah. Plus, he was into futurism, minimalistic. You know, he was into a lot of different things. But that was the period he was in the beginning when he started this. Until his later career was just mainly rhetoric of his old stuff and just making money. He became the richest communist in the world. But the thing is, being an introvert, an artist, a thinker, a creator of worlds, it is uh, irritating that a lot of times I feel that I cannot communicate to people the way I want to, or to specify about what I am creating. Like this video, it's just jumping all over the place, but it has a running theme if you notice. Being an introvert and also relating that to shyness and also with my art. For me, art is my life, and I can't live without art, without creating stuff. And I know that I need is a more quiet place than any place that I have been around recently. I need to get myself my own art studio. But that's not nor here nor there at this moment, kind of sad. But oh well. In my head, I have all these symphonies going on of my own creations, besides other symphonies from Mozart, mainly Mozart. And then I have, also Vidali and whatever, but mostly Mozart, because I like Mozart. Plus music from all eras, as it were, songs, and yeah, that's going on in my head. Plus, movies are rolling around. Plus, I have his pictures of paintings all in my head. Mainly paintings that I haven't even created yet. And same thing with songs I haven't written yet. What else? I have running. Other times I concentrate on one thought, and it's usually about one of my infinite worlds that I have, or universes, whatever you want to consider them. My fantasy realms that I write about, or yeah, draw for my comic books, my manga, doujinshi, and all that. The thing is, right now, I'm having a hard time of going along with the story. It's like I start the story, and then all of a sudden, I'm at a loss to where I should continue on, how it should go. But I know, like, the beginning, the very beginning, and the end, the resolution a lot of times. Other times, I have as a vague idea, and then I just create this story. And then it goes into a dead end, roadblock. Don't know what to do. Do I create plot holes that are so huge that a Mack truck can drive through them? No. And a lot of times, I have these short stories that's all they really are. And I have no idea what any of the characters' names are. Sad. Kind of sad. It's like, what are these characters' names? Sometimes I have an idea of what they look like, and I can't quite draw them right. I keep on drawing it, and it's like a fleeting thing. It's more like a dream that's in my head. Like you're waking up from a dream, so it's ethereal. It disappears. You can't quite remember what the face looked like, but you try. Then there's things where I know exactly what I want to draw. What I want to draw precisely. I get to the paper and my mind goes blank. I literally lost thought and all the information about what I wanted exactly to be on that page. I just go blank. It's not that my mind goes blank, it's just that thought is gone. Disappears. It's like, what happened? I don't know. But being an introvert, I need to be left alone. I have to be away from people. Because being around people constantly, it kind of makes me sick to my stomach and stuff. I just don't like people. So, like, being around people constantly. Just can't stand it. What I also find strange is, in some ways, it's considered strange from what I have been reading and been told about over the years that extroverts are They make friends better than, they can have friendships and all this other shit. And then I find out that's not really the case because I have more friends than any extrovert has ever had. And a lot of my friendships are more connected than an extrovert's friendships, which seems to be fleeting and nothing more than self centered pandering. Well, here's the thing, I'm going to tell you a little story. Well, not really a story, it's more of my life as I grew up as a kid. I grew up in a household filled with women, three women in particular. Yeah, I had my mother, my two older sisters, all right, and they are extroverts, and I'm the only introvert in my whole family. I'm like the odd one out. I just need to be alone from people. My mom saw this, and she saw my creativity, and she pandered onto that. What she did was, you know, um, gave me what I needed: space. I need to be left alone to govern my own thoughts, and that's what she did. She also did was gave me books and also the ability to read and write. Yeah, she just taught me how to do that. What else? Like with my artistic abilities that she saw, she just gave me paper and pencils and crayons. She bought the things that I need. But, like real paints and stuff, the only real paint that I had as a kid was watercolors. I liked watercolors because I can do is so many things with it and overlap the colors, thinly veils of color. Did a lot of experiments. Yeah, for me, that's what was experimentation in art. Well, my sisters will proclaim that I'm just shy, and anytime I've done anything weird, they always say, "Oh, it's just because he's Hawaiian. Don't worry, he's just Hawaiian." Yeah. My friends, on the other hand, they would not say that. What they say is anything strange about me. Oh, that's just Clay. That's just how he is. You know, that's how they express about who I am. I say, no, don't worry. That's just who he is. Accept it. That's what I liked. My mom also did was try to get me involved in sports. God, I hate sports because I find them so boring and ridiculous. I rather watch them to some degree. Like, watching on TV, I find it irritating. Except for rugby. I actually like rugby on television. Same thing with hockey. Or at least hockey that I grew up with. It entertained me. And races, like race cars, that only excite me when I saw it was car wrecks. Them doing loops, I really didn't give a shit. But European races where it's actually, the tracks are misshapen, ovals, and they go through woods and shit like this, different terrains or whatever. Then I liked. But again, it makes more sense to watch on television than being there. Like baseball and football, I hated playing the sports. I found them tedious and boring. I was actually quite good at them. I just didn't like them. I really didn't. I never liked the whole thing of competition, like who has to be the best. I really did not care. And I had friends that knew I was good and they wanted me on their team. I specified I'll play only for fun, no keeping a score. Once you're trying to declare you're better than someone else or your team's better than the other, I walk away. I don't care. It's just how I am. I just didn't give a shit if I hurt other people's feelings on that subject. It's just, I really didn't care. With baseball, I specified that I would be the pitcher for both teams. Reason being, I'm a better pitcher, and when I was a kid, I learned how to deal with a curveball. I was the only child in that area that could actually, do a curveball perfectly, and people always wanted me to do that, throw these pitches and stuff, especially the curveball. I want to see if they can hit it. What I would do is throw it in their swing pattern. Now I don't just normally swing. But here's what I'm getting at. Even though my mom wanted me into sports to be more extrovert, I retreated more so in my own worlds. I detest being in groups where you have to be better than someone else physically or more cunning or more strategic or anything. I just can't stand competitions. I never can. Same thing with games. I love video games, but I played them not for the high scores, for my own enjoyment, or just to waste time. Like for me, as a kid, this is back in the 80s when Pac-Man came out. I always thought he said Baku Baku. Baka 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 Baka. That's what I thought he said. But he's actually saying Baku 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 Baku. I didn't know at the time. Plus, at the time I did not know what Baka meant. Now, of course, now I do know. I've known for quite some time. But still, the thing is, with Pac-Man, I played it in the arcade. Yes, I had the Atari 2600. That was a little bit later, but not too much. It was still at the same time when Pac-Man came out. So, this is what I did with a lot of video games that were coming out one after the other in the arcades. I got really good because my mom would do is give me 1 quarter and tell me to make it last. Sometimes she would give me a whole dollar and tell me to make it last for 12 hours. You're stuck in an arcade, 4 quarters or a dollar, or 1 quarter only. Make it last. You begin to learn how to play the game really good. Or simply do is know how to open said box and flip the switch many, many times. Well, I don't suggest people to do that, but yeah, there is ways to bypass that so you can hit that little lever in the back and get as many uh, credits as you can on the machine. But for me, I learned how to play the game very, very well. And in the Woodwood Mall, I got was the highest score for a lot of the machines. I would make sure that I had the top score. Until one day, there was college kids that were playing one of the machines. One of them was pissed off because all of the scores was my name, or at least 3 letters of my name. So he was so furious, I wanted to wipe him out. I couldn't. He couldn't even beat my lowest score. So he sucked so much. He's a college student. I was a kid. He does something so utterly childish. and ridiculous that he does is pull the fucking cord from the wall socket and then plug it back in. Wipes out the memory on it of the scores. So he ends up putting his own score. Took him a while to get to the lowest score, get that up. Ha ha. Kind of pissed me off. I did was once he went away, I went to that machine. I did it on purpose, put all the fucking scores on there. It took me, yeah, I done that. So the next time I'm there, he's on the machine again. My name's on every fucking damn thing. He's pissed. He does the same thing. I do is one thing that I thought was, well, brilliant. Because the first time I said, okay, fine. Oh, yeah, boom. Whatever. Second time, he was really pissy with the damn machine. Just like, fuck you, on me, So, bad thing for him, but good for me, was that the guy that isn't, because you have to understand, back then they had was change machines, where they actually, not just machines, but they actually had was a change center, where they had was an employee that would make change and plus fix the area up, and also the machines, take care of it, make sure nobody damaged anything, and back to security and everything else for the arcade. I told him what that boy was doing to the machine, that he was pounding it and then he pulling it out. He told him, don't do that. He gets away. I go in, I put in my thing. Fuck you, man. He gets mad again. He pulls it. Told the guy. He gets thrown out. Told never to come back again. In my head, I think I should have told him, don't fuck with me. That is my score. These are my machines. Every fucking one of them, except Centipede. Because Centipede was actually my sister Tammy's. That was her game of choice. And she always got the high score on it. She was actually really good. I'm not going to say that every game was my score on there, but quite a few of them had was every single one of them from the highest to lowest was my name. I did it on purpose because I thought that would be funny if one person had all the scores and just to piss off everybody else. So it wasn't just a computer, it was actually a human being. So, well, has being an introvert actually changed anything of me, of my artistic ability? No. But what does that story about me tell you about me? Nothing really, except that I'm very strange and this whole entire vlog is, or whatever this is, I've gone array. But I don't know. I think this is more of because of my chaotic creative mind. Who knows? Oh, one other thing. I really, really hate talking in front of large groups of people. But what's also strange is that I haven't done videos in a long time. And now I've noticed, this is my first take, by the way, that I'm actually doing pretty well just speaking to the camera. For a long time, I took way too many takes just to do something very simple. Like just talk about a subject or go endlessly on something. I just had to start all over and then redo it over and over and over until I get it right. But I think this will be it. that's okay with me. I think things have changed in some ways. Have I grown? I don't know. But, well, yeah, time will tell. Till then, see you sometime. I really haven't figured out what, you know, ending should I use. Except